Welcome to Judge Diaries. Today's case number is 4812. Case title: She rented my house to strangers while I was in the hospital. Before we begin, drop a comment and tell us, where are you watching from? Your city, state, or country? Let's see who's tuning in to Judge Diaries today. Judge: Let's bring this courtroom to order. Case number 4812, Miss Monica James versus Miss Leah Porter. Monica, you're suing your cousin for what exactly? Plaintiff: Your Honor, I'm suing her for damages to my home, unauthorized rental income, emotional distress, and unpaid utilities, all totaling $23,500. Judge: That's a big number. Let's break it down. You're telling me she lived in your house without permission? Plaintiff: Not just lived, she rented it to people. I was in the hospital recovering from surgery, and she moved people into my home like it was hers. Judge: You were hospitalized? Plaintiff: Yes, ma'am. Emergency gallbladder removal. I was in for over a month and then in rehab for 2 weeks after. Judge: And how did she get access to your home? Plaintiff: She had a key. I gave it to her in case of emergency. I trusted her. Judge: Leah, is any of this true? Defendant: Some of it. But, Your Honor, she told me I could stay there. She said, and I quote, "Make yourself at home while I'm gone." Plaintiff: That is a lie. I said that before surgery, when I thought she'd just water the plants. Judge: Quiet, Monica. Leah, did you rent the house out to strangers? Defendant: Okay, yes, but... Judge: Yes or no? Defendant: Yes. I rented the upstairs on Airbnb. Plaintiff: Airbnb? Oh my God. Judge: You ran an Airbnb out of your cousin's house while she was recovering in a hospital? Defendant: I was out of work. I needed money. Judge: That doesn't make it your house. Did you sign any lease? Defendant: No, but... Judge: Then you had no legal right to rent that property. Do you have documentation of the money you earned? Defendant: Yes. I brought screenshots of the payouts. Judge: Let me see those. Hand them to the bailiff. Plaintiff: Your Honor, I also have photos of the damage she caused. Scuffed floors, broken cabinet doors, stained carpets. Judge: We'll get to that. Let's deal with this rental situation first. Leah, this screenshot shows you made $6,700 over 4 weeks? Defendant: Yes, but I used that money to buy groceries and fix a few things. Judge: That wasn't your money to spend. Defendant: She never told me not to. Judge: She didn't need to tell you not to run a hotel out of her home? Plaintiff: Thank you. Judge: Now, Monica, did you ever give her permission in writing? Plaintiff: No. I didn't even know what she was doing until I got a ring alert on my phone. Judge: A ring alert? Plaintiff: Yes, my doorbell camera. People were coming and going with luggage. I was lying in a hospital bed watching it all happen live. Judge: Do you have those recordings? Plaintiff: Yes, ma'am. I sent them to your clerk. Judge: I see them. Yep, that's definitely not family visiting. That's guests. Different ones every few days. Some of them even took selfies in the driveway. Defendant: It wasn't like a party house or anything. Judge: You still made money from something that wasn't yours. That's called unjust enrichment, Leah. Defendant: I was going to give her some of it. Plaintiff: When? After I found out? Judge: Both of you, stop. Monica, when you came home, what did you find? Plaintiff: Empty fridge, stains on the carpet. My upstairs bathroom had toothpaste in the sink and someone else's shampoo. She even rearranged my living room. Defendant: I was trying to make it more comfortable for the guests. Judge: Comfortable for strangers, not for the owner. Did you take any of her property? Defendant: No, I just borrowed a few things. Plaintiff: My Bluetooth speaker was gone, and my extra tablet. Judge: Did you take those? Defendant: I loaned the tablet to one guest because he said he was traveling light. The speaker, I think one of them took it. Judge: So your Airbnb guest stole from your cousin? Defendant: I didn't mean for that to happen. Judge: Did you have any kind of rental insurance? Defendant: No, I didn't think it would be a big deal. Judge: It is a big deal. You ran an illegal Airbnb out of someone else's property with no agreement, no contract, and no protection. You're lucky this didn't turn into a criminal trespassing case. Plaintiff. Exactly. She violated every ounce of trust I had in her. Judge. Okay, we're going to pause here. Tomorrow, I want to hear about the damages and these utilities. Bring the photos, the bills, and any messages between you two. Got it? Plaintiff. Got it. Defendant. Okay. Judge. This courtroom is adjourned until tomorrow, and Leah, I suggest you come prepared because so far this case smells like straight-up theft. Judge. Court is now back in session. Miss James, Miss Porter, let's continue with case number 4812. Yesterday we discussed the unauthorized Airbnb activity. Today we're focusing on damages and unpaid utilities. Monica, what do you have? Plaintiff. I brought a printed summary of the utility bills from March through May. It shows over double the usual amount. Also, here are photos of the damaged items. Judge. Let's take these one at a time. Bailiff, collect that stack and pass me the photos. Defendant. Your Honor, I admit I should have told her, but the guests used the space responsibly. Judge. You keep saying that, Leah, but the photos tell a different story. These carpet stains. What is that, wine? Plaintiff. Red wine. My living room carpet is cream-colored. It's ruined. Judge. This is not a small spot, it's a splash. That whole area needs replacing. Defendant. I tried to clean it. Judge. With what? Hope and prayers? Next photo. These broken hinges? Kitchen cabinet? Plaintiff. Yes, and they left cigarette burns on the windowsill. I don't even smoke. Judge. Your guests were smoking inside? Defendant. I told them not to. Plaintiff. But you weren't there. You stayed 3 nights, Max. The rest of the time it was strangers. Defendant. I managed it remotely, like everybody does. Judge. You're not everybody. You're someone who ran a business on someone else's property without permission. And now there are damages. Monica, these bills, let's go over them. Plaintiff. Sure. March Electric, $492. Normally it's under $100. Water, $185. Gas, $79. Judge. Those are triple what I'd expect for a single person's home. Plaintiff. Exactly. They had that shower running all day. One guest stayed with 3 people. Judge. Did you get any of their names? Plaintiff. Some. From the ring footage and from reviews she forgot to make private. One guy even left a comment. Host was absent, but house was clean. Defendant. I didn't know reviews were public. Judge. Your ignorance is not a legal defense. Monica, you also claimed emotional distress? Plaintiff. Yes. I was already dealing with recovery from surgery. Then I see my home, my safe place, being used like a hotel. I couldn't sleep. I cried in my hospital bed. Defendant. It wasn't meant to hurt you. Judge. But it did? Did you seek any therapy? Plaintiff. I spoke to the hospital counselor. I have a note from her, dated April 29th. Judge. Let me see that. Yes. It says here you expressed heightened anxiety and sense of betrayal stemming from home-related violations. Sounds real enough to me. Defendant. She's exaggerating, Judge. We're family. Plaintiff. Exactly why it cuts so deep. Judge. Family or not, you trespassed, profited, and left damage. Now let's talk about money. Monica, how did you arrive at that number? You $23,500? Plaintiff. Sure, $800 for new carpet, $250 for cabinet repairs, $1,100 for repainting and deep cleaning, $2,100 in inflated utilities, $6,700 was her rental profit. I want it all back. Then $10,000 for emotional distress. Judge. That adds up. Leah. Any receipts to prove you paid for anything? Defendant. I bought groceries and toilet paper. Judge. For paying guests. That's not a favor, that's business overhead. Did you keep any of the rental earnings? Defendant. I spent most of it. Rent, gas, food. Judge. Not Monica's problem. Did you ever offer to reimburse her? Defendant. No, I didn't think she'd find out. Judge. So you were hoping to run a secret hotel and pocket the money? Defendant. No, I panicked. I was broke. Judge, you don't steal someone's house to solve your own brokenness. Monica, did you try to resolve this privately? Plaintiff, I texted her when I saw the first Ring video. She ghosted me for a week. Defendant, I didn't know what to say. Judge, how about I'm sorry and a check? Defendant, I didn't have the money. Plaintiff, but she had enough to rent a convertible 2 weeks later, posted it on Instagram. Defendant, that was a rental deal. Judge, don't care. If you had even $1,000 to spare, it should have gone toward fixing her home. Did you get legal advice? Defendant, no. Judge, of course not, because any lawyer would have told you you're liable, period. Tomorrow, I want to hear if there's any offer on the table. Otherwise, I'll make the decision myself. And trust me, it won't be gentle. Defendant, I understand. Plaintiff, thank you, Your Honor. Judge, we reconvene at 9 a.m. sharp. Do not come in here with excuses. I want solutions. Judge, back on the record. Case number 4812. Yesterday we discussed damages and utilities. Today I expect a final offer or we go straight to verdict. Leah, what do you have? Defendant, Your Honor, I can pay her back slowly. I can start with $1,000 next month and maybe another $500 every month after that. Plaintiff, no, that's not good enough. You made over $6,000 in 1 month. Defendant, but I spent it. Judge, you don't get to say oops and walk off. Monica, okay, are you willing to accept a payment plan? Plaintiff, not unless she agrees in writing and includes interest. I want a signed contract and at least $500 today. Defendant, I don't have it. Judge, you didn't bring any money to court? Defendant, no, ma'am. I'm behind on my own rent. Judge, Monica, what's the value of the tablet and Bluetooth speaker you mentioned? Plaintiff, the speaker was $200. The tablet was an iPad, worth about $500 easy. Judge, Leah, where are those items? Defendant, the speaker was stolen. The tablet, I left it with one of the guests, and he never mailed it back. Judge, so you gave away her property and didn't follow up? Defendant, I didn't think. Judge, you didn't think is the theme of this entire case. Now we're getting into theft of physical property. That's no longer civil. That's criminal territory. Defendant, I didn't mean to. Judge, intent doesn't erase the loss. Monica, what about the carpet invoice with you said $800? Plaintiff, yes, I have the quote here from April 3rd. The cleaner said it was unrepairable. Judge, let me see. Yep, severe staining, replacement recommended. Looks legit. Leah? Defendant, I said I tried to clean it. Judge, with vinegar and lies, apparently. Did you make any effort to reimburse her for damages? Defendant, no. Judge, okay, let's talk emotional distress. $10,000 is a high ask. Did you miss work, Monica? Plaintiff, I was out on medical leave already. Judge, so no financial loss from that, but I do see you have a hospital counseling note. Any other evidence? Plaintiff, texts. I messaged my best friend the night I found out. Told her I couldn't sleep and was shaking. She's here as a witness. Judge, let's bring her up. State your name for the record. Witness, Brianna Clark. Judge, Miss Clark, what did Monica say to you that night? Witness, she called me crying, said she saw strangers on her Ring camera dragging suitcases into her house. I asked if she called the cops, but she said she felt too weak to even move. She was recovering from surgery. Judge, did she sound scared? Witness, absolutely. I've known her since middle school. I've never heard her like that. Defendant, that's dramatic. Judge, you're dramatic. You rented out someone else's home. Miss Clark, thank you. You can sit. Plaintiff, I also started therapy after I got home. I was having nightmares, panic attacks. Judge, did you bring a record of those sessions? Plaintiff, yes, printed. 3 sessions, April, May, and June. Notes included. Judge, yeah. Recurring anxiety triggered by violation of personal safety. Leah, what do you say to that? Defendant, I didn't know it would mess her up like that. Judge, you invaded her space. You let strangers in. You let them damage her belongings. You never apologized. And now you want to act like this is a misunderstanding? Defendant, I was going to tell her. Plaintiff, after the fifth guest or the sixth? Judge, this isn't a game. You violated her rights. I'm giving you one last chance to propose a meaningful resolution. What do you offer? Defendant, I can try to pay back maybe $5,000 over a year. Plaintiff, with interest? Defendant, I guess. Judge, no, I guess. Monica? Plaintiff, no, she needs to pay more, or I want to lien on her car. Defendant, what? That's insane. Judge, that's called real consequences. You've dodged them long enough. Tomorrow we go over final judgment and I'll rule on every cent. Do not waste my time. Bring a real offer, or be ready for full restitution. Judge, this court is back in session for case number 4812. Miss Porter, Miss James, this is our final session before I rule. Did either of you bring a settlement proposal? Defendant, yes, Your Honor. I wrote out a formal repayment plan and signed it. Judge, let's see it. Bailiff, pause while document is handed. Judge, you're offering to repay $5,000 over 10 months. $500 per month. No interest. Monica? Plaintiff, that doesn't even cover the damage, let alone the profit she made. Defendant, I don't have more. Judge, Monica, if I rule in your favor, it'll go on her. Credit, and you'll have to collect it yourself, possibly through garnishment. Plaintiff, I understand. I'd rather have the judgment than a weak payment plan. Judge, noted. Now let's go through every single charge and make sure I have full clarity. Plaintiff, yes, ma'am. Judge, first, unauthorized rental income. Leah, you profited $6,700 from guests. Do you deny that? Defendant, no. Judge, second, carpet replacement. Quote is $800 even. Do you contest that? Defendant, I tried to clean it. Judge, that's not contesting the cost. Third, cabinet repairs. $250? Plaintiff, correct. I hired someone on April 16th. Judge, fourth, repainting and deep cleaning. $1,100. Defendant, I helped clean. Plaintiff, she wiped one table. Judge, quiet. Fifth, utilities capwalch $2,100 over normal. Leah? Defendant, I didn't expect people to shower that much. Judge, you rented the place out. That's on you. Sixth, stolen items, Bluetooth speaker and iPad valued at $700 total. Leah? Defendant, I admit I gave the tablet to a guest. Judge, and made no effort to get it back? Defendant, I emailed him once. Judge, one email doesn't cover $700. Now, seventh and final claim, emotional distress. You're asking for $10,000. That's high. I have the hospital counselor's note and therapy records, but no police report, no medical leave extensions. Plaintiff, it still messed me up. Judge, I believe you were impacted, but courts don't give full damages for feelings unless they meet legal thresholds. Let me ask this. Do you have texts or messages from Leah where she admits fault? Plaintiff, yes, April 15th. She wrote, I didn't mean to cause all this. I shouldn't have rented it out. Judge, can you read the full message? Plaintiff, sure. I panicked, okay? I didn't think you'd be back so soon. I needed money. I didn't mean to cause all this. I shouldn't have rented it out. I'll fix it. Don't hate me. Judge, that's a written admission. Leah? Defendant, I meant I'd fix the tension, not the house. Judge, you're a walking contradiction. Now, last issue, intent. Leah, why didn't you ask Monica before putting the house on Airbnb? Defendant, I was scared she'd say no. Judge, exactly. Which tells me you knew it was wrong. This wasn't ignorance, it was greed. How long did you plan to keep renting it? Defendant, just until she got out. Judge, you didn't even know when she'd get out. So that could have been 2 months, 3 months, and all that time strangers walking through her bedroom hallway? Plaintiff, they were using my towels, Judge. My bathrobes. Judge, that's disgusting. And did you replace any of those items? Defendant, no, but I washed them. Plaintiff, with bleach, you ruined half of them. Judge, all right. I've heard enough. Here's what I'm going to do. My ruling will come down tomorrow. I will assign full monetary value to the damages, including all documented losses. I'll also make a decision on partial emotional damages, but Leah, if I find you've lied once more, even about a single text, I will refer this to small claims enforcement. Do you understand? Defendant, yes, ma'am. Judge, tomorrow you'll get the number in full. And trust me, it's going to hurt. This court is adjourned until 10 a.m. Judge, we are now concluding case number 4812, Miss Monica James versus Miss Leah Porter. I've reviewed all submitted evidence, text messages, bills, quotes, screenshots, and therapy notes. This court is ready to rule. Defendant, can I say something before you decide? Judge, briefly. Defendant, I know I messed up. I didn't do it to hurt her. I really didn't. I just got desperate. I've been evicted twice this year. No job, no savings. I know it was wrong, but I swear I didn't think it would blow up like this. Judge, you ran a business out of someone else's house, without permission, while she was in the hospital. You made over $6,700 and left her house in worse shape than you found it. This isn't just a mess up. This is a betrayal, and it's going to cost you. Defendant, can you not put it on my credit? Judge, no promises. Now, Monica, you sued for $23,500. Here's my breakdown. Plaintiff, yes, Your Honor. Judge, for unauthorized rental profits, $6,700. That money is not yours to keep. Full amount awarded. Defendant, what if I don't have it? Judge, then you'd better get a second job. Next, carpet replacement. $800. I've seen the photos. That carpet is toast. Full amount awarded. Cabinet repairs, $250. Uncontested. Awarded. Repainting and deep cleaning, $1,100. Supported by receipt. Awarded. Inflated utility bills, $2,100. Those guests used up her electricity like it was free, because it was. Awarded. Stolen items, Bluetooth speaker and iPad, valued at $700. Given your admission that a guest took one and the other was never returned, full value awarded. Defendant, but I didn't steal them. Judge, you allowed them to be taken. That's called conversion. Still counts. Now, on the emotional distress claim, you asked for $10,000. I reviewed the hospital's counseling note and the 3 therapy sessions. I do believe you experienced real emotional harm. However, this is a civil court. We must be cautious about assigning high numbers for non-quantifiable pain. That said, I do believe this situation caused trauma, anxiety, and impacted your recovery. So I'm awarding $3,500 for emotional distress. Plaintiff, thank you, Your Honor. Defendant, that's not fair. Judge, what's not fair is turning your cousin's home into a motel while she was bedridden. Now let's total this up. Rental profits, $6,700. Carpet, $800. Cabinet, $250. Cleaning and paint, $1,000. $100. Utilities, $2,100. Stolen items, $700. Emotional distress, $3,500. That brings your total judgment to $15,150. Defendant, I don't have that. Judge, you'll have 30 days to make a first payment. If no payment is made, the judgment will be filed with the county. It will affect your credit, your license, and possibly result in wage garnishment. You will also be responsible for post-judgment interest. Plaintiff, can she be blocked from ever stepping on my property again? Judge, yes. I'm issuing a no contact and no trespass order. Leah, you are not to enter Monica's property for any reason. Not even to drop off a Christmas card. You got that? Defendant, yeah. Judge, say it out loud. Defendant, I understand, Your Honor. Judge, This court takes betrayal seriously, especially when it's done under the guise of family. You don't get to violate someone's trust and then hide behind shared blood. That's not how the world works. Actions have consequences, and today you're paying for them. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff. Case number 4812 in closed. Case closed. What do you think? Did justice win today? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more real courtroom stories like this.